been wanting to make this video for a while, but I didn't have the right equipment. But about a month ago, Tartar dropped off a bunch of equipment for us to use out here at Piney Grove, and one of those was what we're about to get now. You're probably thinking to yourself, of course we know what it is. It's in the title and the thumbnail. Before we go any further, let's go check on the cows. But Deb has let Charlie and Chief out. Their afternoon playtime. What's up, Chief? What's up, buddy? That's a good boy. Nope. That's all I get. He's still mad from his vet visit. Now they're being a little crazy. They like that area there where we got rid of the Kogon grass and we haven't replanted the Bahia grass yet.
That's why we let them out.
They didn't really run this morning after we fed them. Usually midday they just want to sit around and chill and chew their cuds, but today they got, well, it's a little cooler, so maybe that's why today they got a little more energy.
Well, it's been 4.
Oh, look out, girl. Feet don't fail me now. Enough of that playing around. Time to do some work. So I just finished using the flail mower back on the 1 acre field in the back of Piney Grove. And that really worked the tractor because the flail mower's kind of too big for the tractor and some of the vines I was cutting were pretty thick and were bunching up. But now we're really going to test the tractor and its pulling ability. But this tractor is very limited in its output of its PTO. So it only has 18 PTO horsepower, and that allows it to run flail mowers and brush hogs and stuff like that. But you can't run them in real thick grass or thick brush because it'll bog the tractor down. Small horsepower tractor. There's a lot of 25 horsepower tractors out there, and they all do the same thing. But what I've always said about this tractor is that it is a strong pulling machine. It's got R14 tires, and whenever I get in a situation where I'm pulling something, and recently I had to pull the trailer full of dirt, probably had 3,000 pounds of dirt, and I was pulling it over top of other piles of dirt, and this tractor just pulled through it. So I've always thought it had a lot of that type of power. It gets good traction. It's a heavy tractor, and it has these R14 tires that grip really well. So we'll see if it can plow, if it can pull a 2-bottom plow. I honestly don't know. A lot of the videos that we make for you guys, we normally know what the outcome is going to be because it's something we've done before. But I've never put a 2-bottom plow behind this tractor. So these types of videos tend to attract new viewers to the channel. So your regular viewers know that we are sponsored by Summit. And when I say sponsored, Summit provided this tractor for us to use. We don't own it. We don't get paid for videos, and we don't get told what videos to make. We don't have to follow a script, and I don't even know if Summit says that their tractor can pull a 2-bottom plow. In fact, most likely they say it can. One of my responsibilities of having this loaner tractor is show what it can do and what it can't. So I'm really interested to see if it can pull it. Now, it's a brand new plow, so there's no rust to rub off of it. Some people say, oh, when you used the plow in your last video, it was rusty, so therefore it had a lot of friction. Now this plow is actually set up where one 3-point hitch is lower than the other, and that's so the plow digs in. So it just makes it a little wonky to hook it up. That lined it up better. See if I can lift the lift arms a little higher. Yeah, that'll help. We'll put the top link on, but we'll probably have to adjust it once we get to the field. It's been 2 summers since I've made a plowing video, and when I was a kid we used to plow all the time. It's kind of not a big farming practice anymore because there's so much no-till going on, but we used to plow our 200 acres every year, and we had a Ford 5000, which was a 70 some horsepower tractor. I think we had a 4-bottom plow, and every year we would till and we would disc and we would plant. For us out here at Piney Grove, we have pastures established. So all we do with the pastures is kind of fix bad spots and reseed them. So we have no need for a plow out there. And we plowed this with the Kubota 38 horsepower with my neighbor's old 2-bottom plow. And we plowed this whole thing and took everything that was here on the top and turned it under about 6 inches or so. I don't know how tall this plow is. It's probably a 12 or a 14 inch plow, so it could plow that deep, but I'm not interested in going that deep because all I want to do is take this trash that's on top and kind of flip it over and bury it under maybe 4 inches of soil, and that way all of this thatch and nutrients and everything will be there for the roots of the next crop, which I'm getting ready to put rye wheat, oats, and daikon radishes here. Now I'm trying to remember some of the comments from last time, because in that video I was plowing and then I'd drive back to this side of the field and plow because I didn't want to create a furrow that I couldn't fill in, so I wasn't doing it for efficiency. I was just seeing if my tractor could plow it, and that's what today's video is going to be. We're not trying to plow this 1 acre field. We're going to plow a few furrows and just see if this 25 horsepower tractor can do it, and also to see how this plow performs for tartar. There's definitely a pattern you use for plowing so that as you plow, your furrows keep going out and out to the outside edge and end up at the end of the field, not in the middle of the field. Another thing was you'll create a hard pan. Exactly right. A plow can only go so deep, and if you keep driving on the soil and packing it, eventually the roots can't get down because you've packed everything, you know, down to about 6 to 9 inches, and all this does is exacerbate that situation by only tilling the top 9 to 12 inches. So exactly right, plows do create a hard pan over time, but we're here in Florida, so we have kind of sandy soil, so I'm not worried about a hard pan. And I have a single row deep tillage implement if I ever, and I need to demonstrate that. I keep thinking about it, I never do. Those were the comments. Also, you know, I had a Ford 8N or something. I don't even know how many horsepower they are, maybe 25 or 30, and we could pull a 2-bottom plow all day long. Well, these modern tractors generally aren't gear drive tractors. So if you have a gear drive tractor, you know, one with first, second, third, fourth, fifth gear and a clutch and everything, they don't use any power from the engine to drive a hydraulic transmission or a hydrostatic transmission. These hydrostatic tractors just lose a lot of power through their transmission. So if you've got a tractor with a manual transmission, it's going to pull better than this one. So a 25 horsepower tractor that's 40 years old is going to pull harder than this one. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see what it does or how it does. And if it fails, it fails. And if it does a good job, then, you know, 2 thumbs up for Summit. I might have to adjust the top link some more, but we'll try a furrow now. I'm going to go all the way to the edge of the field. First gear, 4-wheel drive. Okay, I've dropped the plow. I'm just idling right now. All right, that's going pretty deep. That's deeper than I want it to go. So I'm going to pull it up a little. What I want it to do is curl that dirt over. Oh, now I'm starting to remember a comment. The comment was you have sandy soil and so it's easier to plow, and they're exactly right, but we also have clay. But I did wait until we had some moisture, because if this was dry clay, then you couldn't get a jackhammer through it. But I didn't even rev the tractor up, and it's plowing pretty good. It's not real deep, but it's plowing. I think the back one's plowing a little deeper. That means I need to shorten my top length, but when I first put it down, it was just going down. Nothing was stopping it. I had to stop it with the with the hydraulics on the tractor to lift the plow up a little bit. So we're going to shorten the top length, bring that back up, but you see what it does. It grabs however wide that is, 14, 16, 18 inches, whatever it is, and it takes that and it flips it. So all this stuff ends up underneath, and then the soil that was 4 to 6 inches down ends up on top. And then it just kind of mixes the soil and buries these nutrients, and all these nutrients are available for the roots of the next crop. I think I'm just going to go for it. I think I got it set good enough. I'm just going to go plow across the field. It's bogging down a little bit there in this clay soil. I buried it too deep. I don't know what I was thinking. It's bogging the tractor down a little bit, but not too bad. Well, that is very impressive. I always felt like this was a strong pulling tractor, and there are some places here, you can probably see the red clay there where it slowed the tractor down, but there were also places where I had the plow buried too, way deeper than it needed to be. So it just impressive it could pull it. And my friend Brock over at Rock Hill Farm, he had a John Deere 2038, so he had 38 horsepower and a 2 Series frame, and he couldn't pull a 2-bottom plow with that. Now, his soil may have been different, but I feel like Kansas has good topsoil, so it shouldn't have been hard-packed clay, but I don't know. I've never been there. And I know Courtney tried it, and I don't know if it was with the Summit or not, and it looked like he wasn't able to bury the thatch like I was. He was using a low-horsepower tractor. Like I said, it might have been the Summit. And I know Tony's Tractor Adventure has done it with the TYM 25 horsepower, the smaller frame one, and it couldn't hardly pull it. So I think this is a win. This is a big win for Summit, and I'm surprised. I didn't know which way it would go. I kind of thought that it would struggle more than it is, but we're going to plow a little bit more just to show you it wasn't a fluke, and because plowing's fun, even though I'm kind of messing up my perfectly flat field. I was trying to stay out of the furrow, but I couldn't. I mean, it's really plowing good. There, as long as I don't get the plow too deep, I guess we're doing 9 inches, maybe 10 inches or so. It just depends on, some places it digs in deeper than others, but it's covering the thatch. That's what you want it to do. You want to take the soil underneath, flip it on top, cover the thatch, let that thatch be there for nutrients. And so I know people are going to ask about the consistency of my soil, so I'll just grab this. You see it kind of stays in a little ball, but it is more sandy. But there is some red clay here, and that stays into a tight. All right, that's real speed right there. There's the look on the front. It's got pedal mash. You hear it winding down a little. Lost some RPMs. And it went through that clay. I didn't even want to plow this much, but it's fun, and I'm shocked that it's doing it so easily, so I want to make sure I get plenty of footage of it. Yeehaw! Oh, a little deep there. Look how fast it's going. Well guys, that's legit right there. You see it right on video. Here I am standing in the furrow to give you a sense for how deep and how much dirt this little tractor is moving. And what is it, like the 8th time I've said I'm impressed. I can't believe it pulled it through here. I almost feel like it pulled it as easily as my Kubota 38 horsepower tractor, because I don't remember the conditions being much different. We had moist soil. It's the same field that I plowed. I plowed this whole field that day. And this little tractor definitely impressed me. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Were you impressed by this? Did you expect it to be able to do this? This tractor is now available at Tractor Supply. I'm not trying to sell you this tractor. That's the last thing I want to do, is be responsible for your tractor purchase. But I've got 300 hours on this thing, and I've only had a couple of minor oil leaks where I've had to tighten things down where some fittings came loose. Other than that, I've did the maintenance on it. I put fuel in it. It starts, it runs, and I do stuff like this. Now that it's available in Tractor Supply, it should be available near you. So check it out if it's something you're interested in. You don't get any discount by saying my name or using a link or anything. I'm just here to show the tractor and what it can do. So until next time, remember, life's short. Tractor hard and pull a 2-bottom plow if you can. And check out these 2 videos right here. They're pretty cool too. Take care, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.